You've been asking if the furloughed workers can apply for unemployment. So we reached out to the North Carolina Division of Employment Security to dig deeper. A spokesperson says furloughed employees can apply as soon as they're told not to report to work, but it takes a week before they might see any benefits. If the government ends up giving them back pay, then they might have to pay the unemployment benefits back to the state.
So what are the odds the furloughed employees will get back pay? According to a guide from the Office of Personnel Management, it is not guaranteed that furloughed workers will get back pay because Congress would have to pass legislation granting federal employees the pay they missed while they were furloughed. But this is what has happened in the past.
Compensation of federal employees affected by lapses in appropriations.
The Senate already unanimously passed a bill that would give furloughed workers back pay. It must also pass the House and get the president's signature before workers get any of that money.